Hey everybody, welcome to the Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now on our last build, we went video game when we did the slug rifle, bam, from Destiny. And man, that sucker turned out killer. I love that, man. That's my favorite build by far. And I mean that. I know I've said that before, but I totally mean that. Slug rifle, number one. Okay, so now for this build, we're gonna stay in the video game genre. So without further ado, Black Sheep Props would like to introduce you to the newest member of the family. Haha, check it out. The Stink Grenade from the video game Fortnite. Look at that, that is cool. It's got all scratched up metal on there, like it's been banged around for quite a while. We used a Plexiglass tube in here to make it look like it's glass enclosing the canister full of stink gas. Totally jamming, and like every build we've done, easy, you can totally do this. So, in this episode, Making an EVA Foam Stink Grenade Part 1, we're gonna go step by step through the entire build on how to build this little stinker. And hey, if you want to build along with us, we have a template for this in our store, so we're going to include the link below in the description for our storefront. So if you want to go and pick up a template for the Stink Grenade, you can. Or heck, if you want to pick up a template for any of our other builds and build along through those videos, you can do that too. So, if you're ready to hit it, let's make something. All right, here's our pattern for our Stink Grenade. And we've got an inch thick and a ½ inch thick for the two pieces that are going to go here at the bottom. Inch thick and ½ inch, and here we have the big 1.5 inch thick piece for the top part. And like we talk about all the time, if you don't have foam that thick, take the foam you do have and glue it together and layer it up to be the thickness you want. So we are going to rip these out on the bandsaw. All right, we're gonna start by taking our 1.5 inch thick piece and we're gonna cut the circle out. All right, there's our perfect disc. All right, there's our line we drew around the edge. So we know where we want our bevel to cut at. So we're gonna flip this upside down and we're gonna follow that line all the way around. So you saw how we did that. We cut the circle out first, which you could do with a box cutter, and then you saw us flip it upside down and cut around the end for a bevel, which you can do. You saw us do that when we built the medieval knight helmet. Same technique. After you're done with your circle, flip it upside down, use your box cutter and go all the way around. So you could achieve this same detail with a box cutter. But since we have a bandsaw and the bandsaw rocks, we use the bandsaw. Okay, now we're going to begin cutting our next circle out, and then we're going to have to cut a bevel on that as well. All right, there we go. Nice disc. Now we're going to put our mark around the side just like we did before, so we know where to bevel. All right, now, since we've got these little fuzzy edges from the bandsaw, we're gonna come in with our 220, like that, take off all the fuzzies, and we're gonna take all the bandsaw marks off. All right, there we go, nice and clean. Now we're just gonna go around the outside of these as well. And beautiful, look at that, nice and smooth all the way around. Now we're just going to continue that with these two. We bandsawed and then we sanding sticked. Now we're going to heat seal. right, there we go. Nice and heat sealed. And we're gonna go. Give it a couple minutes. All right, ready to make contact. We're just gonna come in, just like that. Now we're evenly spaced inside our ring. There's our bottom cap with our nice little beveled bottom detail. All right, here's one of our top detail pieces. We've got a All right, now this little inside corner piece we're gonna knock out on the bandsaw real quick. All right, there we go. We cut all the sides ourselves. We cut the middle V with the bandsaw. Now we're gonna come in with our 220. We're gonna hit that tiny little frayed edge that we get sometimes from the bandsaw. Time to heat seal it. Nice and tight and sealed up. All right, now we're going to do the knob that's going to be on the very, very top of our stink grenade, and it has a bevel as well. So we have our table tilted. We're going to trace with the bandsaw right around our circle, and it will give us our perfect beveled detail. Loving that little bevel cut. That is super cool. And now we're going to Dremel the edge of it off so it's round at the top. All right, look at that. We're not gonna round it. We're gonna keep that sweet little beveled edge around the top. Look at that. Let's take off a little bit of this frayed edge here at the bottom from the bandsaw. All right, beautiful. Now that's going to go right on top of there like that. Give it 5 minutes and then bam, contact. Like so, right in the middle of our piece. All right, check that out. Gonna be cool. We can go ahead and stick that on. All right, we transferred our piece that's gonna wrap around at the top with the little see-through holes in it. We transferred it to our foam. Use our X-Acto blade. All right, there we go. There's all of our pieces cut. Now make our cut. We're going to wrap this around and test out how far we need to go before we cut. Should be good. All right, we're going to get it nice and heated up. And then we're going to roll it up like that. Perfect. We're going to hold it just like that while it cools off. We let it go and it'll loosen up a little bit, but for the most part, it'll stay a nice curl for us. And then when we glue it together, it'll sit right on here perfectly. Got both ends cemented. Give it a few minutes. Time to make contact. Now we want to make sure we come in and we line our seam up perfectly. Just like that. All right, there we go. Nice. Now that's going to come in and that's going to sit right on top of there like that. And then this piece will come right on top of there like that. And it's going to look like this. Very cool. Give it 5 minutes and then bam, contact. All right, time to stick. We drew our line down with our circle template just so we can follow along. We're going to line it up on one of our edges. Now we're not going to touch it down. We want to be careful. Want to be careful. All right, there we go. Mighty nice. All right, we've got our circle template drawn. All right, there we go. Give it a few minutes. All right, here we go. Make sure we're roughly lining up our lines just where they need to be. All right, there we go. Check that out. Sweet. Give it 5 minutes. Right there. And we're laying it down, lined up, like that. We're going to use this plastic tube to be the glass around the bottom part of the stink grenade. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to a store and you're going to want to buy a container that already exists. I don't know if it's tennis balls or if it's Hot Wheels cars or something, but look around, find exactly the diameter and of the plastic that you want for your glass tube. This is going to be perfect for what I'm doing. And I put my marks all the way around it, and we're going to come in with our painter's tape, and we're going to tape it off. All right, now we have our mark where we're going to cut. Now we're going to take this over to the bandsaw and we're going to cut it out. All right, there we go. Let's see if our 220 will clean that edge up. Oh, it does. Very nice. Beautiful. Now this is going to be coming in and it's going to be attaching right in there like that. And this end is going to be coming in and attaching just like that. All right, now to make our inner body piece, we need this super thick dowel, which is a 2-inch dowel, and then we're going to wrap it with more foam because we need it a little thicker. Okay, so if we roughly mark where we need to glue, it's going to be from here to here. All the way. So we've got the center where we're going to be wrapping, and we've got the ends where it's going to be touching. And I think that about does it. And now we're going to leave it alone for a few minutes to dry. And then all right, see that? We got it rolled right up to this end. And now we're going to begin rolling this side. Connect right in the middle like that. See that? All right, there we go. Nice and tight. Now, because we're going to be trapping this piece in between two other pieces, we're going to need this piece to be just a hair shorter, and we'll show you why. All right, there's our marks. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to rip this out on the bandsaw real quick. All right, now what we're going to do is this is going to be stuck in the middle like this, and these are going to connect right up to each other. But what we're going to do is we're going to take an X-Acto knife and we're going to make a a cut around this side, and we're gonna make a cut around this side. That's about 1/8 of an inch deep on both. And we're gonna heat it up with the heat gun so it opens up, and then we're gonna take this piece of plexi, which is a little bit longer than this centerpiece, and we're gonna feed it up into the trench, and then this will stick down, and then when we feed the other one in to the trench, we should be able to trap that right in the middle. You'll see what I mean when we do it. Okay, there we go. We're going to really heat it up. It's going to cause that crease to separate. Just like that. Look at how wide that's getting. The longer we heat it up, the wider it gets. All right, now what we've done is we've created a trench. Now we're gonna come over to this side and we're gonna do the same thing, so it's gonna trap it in there. Wow, that's opening up quite a bit. We have success. And then this one will pop right on there. Good grief, look at that. Crazy. And then this is gonna go down inside here. We're gonna cement this down in there like so. And then this is gonna come in and trap in there, and that's gonna be right in the center. And we're going to attach these after we seal them. And the reason is this: we're gonna have to seal all of our pieces with black Plastidip. And then we're going to have to paint this inside piece with the yellows and the browns to look like a yellow and brown gassy substance. Then we have to attach it, seal it, and then attach it. Because we obviously have to paint this piece before we seal it inside. All right, now we've got our little handle piece. A lot of tight angles on a thick piece of foam, so we're gonna knock this out on the bandsaw. All right, there we go, nice. All right, there we go. We're gonna cut out our little centerpiece, but first we're going to come in with our 220. Now we need to cut out 2 of these pieces to attach to the outside, like so. Okay, so this piece lays down, this goes in the middle, and this goes on top, making our handle assembly. And we're going to heat seal it. Little pieces here on the side are a hair too long, so we're going to come in with our X-Acto and we're going to cut them off just like that. Some super glue. And we're going to all right, here's the little end to our handle. Straight 90-degree angle, just like that. Oh. All right, there's our mark. There we go. We're going to do a angled cut, just like that. We're going to come in and do an angle cut from this side as well. Okay, there we go. We cut a large V out. Now when we fold it, it's going to have a bend in it just like that. It's exactly what we want. Get it sealed. Give it a few minutes. And we're going to go just like that. Perfect, look at that. Both ends cemented, give it a few minutes. Just like that. Put some super glue down. All right, there we go, it's attached. All right, there's all of our pieces. All right, give it a few minutes. All right. We want to look around the whole thing, make sure we're getting it everywhere we want it lined up. Looks about right. There we go. There's the bottom end. There's the top end. So now, all right, now we've got our last two little pieces we're going to put on the sides of our handle. All right, there we go. Now we're going to Dremel the edge a little bit. All right, there we go. Slight round edge. Put a puddle of super glue down. Very nice. All right, there you go. That was it. We built the whole entire thing in one episode. The only thing we didn't do is assemble the three pieces. We built the whole top section, we built the whole bottom section with the center canister where the gas is, and we cut our plexiglass tube. So we've got all three pieces ready to roll. And next episode, in part 2, we're going to assemble it, seal it, and paint it. But you saw once again how easy this was, and nothing in here was hard. You can totally rock this. So that concludes making an EVA foam stink grenade part 1. Hope you liked it. If you did, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel. And together we're gonna go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Thanks for coming. See you next time.